Hi everyone, my name is Emily Teacher, and today we're reading Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Wolf? Early American settlers, alone at night in their log cabins, far from their nearest neighbors, must have had a sense of foreboding as they heard the howling of wolves in the darkness. Lurid stories of savage attacks on humans had fired their imaginations. They believed that the wolf was a ferocious beast who made unprovoked attacks on humans. Phrases such as keeping the wolf from the door and tales like Little Red Riding Hood may have perpetuated this misunderstanding. So, we're talking about wolves here, and usually wolves in stories are depicted as these scary, ferocious beasts, like in Little Red Riding Hood, for example. But these are stories that have a misunderstanding of how wolves really are. So these stories kind of gave wolves a bad rap. Let's read about why we know that. This fear of wolves is quite irrational. Wolves do kill to live, but they seldom kill humans. Most stories of wolves attacking humans have been discredited by those who have studied the subject. One researcher investigating the behavior of Arctic wolves in northern Canada removed a pup from its mother and took it to a nearby tent. Even though the mother became restive, she waited outside the tent until the pup was returned to her. So, fearing wolves is quite irrational. We don't have to be afraid of wolves. Based on this one study, a researcher took a baby or a wolf pup from its mom, but the wolf mother did not attack the human, right? She was anxious, but she just waited outside the tent until the pup was given back to her. The truth is that wolves are quite wary of humans, if not completely afraid, and with good reason. During the last several hundred years, humans have encroached on their habitats. Trapping, shooting, and poisoning almost completely eliminated wolves from the lower 48 states. By the 1970s, the gray wolf, also known as the timber wolf, was found on the North American continent only in the northern United States and Canada. In the last several decades, however, attitudes toward wolves have changed. People have realized that these creatures might not survive without human help. They have actually supported plans to reestablish wolves in wilderness areas where they once flourished. During the late 1980s, red wolves were successfully returned to regions of the southeastern United States where they once lived. In 1995, a 3-year project to reintroduce gray wolves to one of their original habitats began in Yellowstone National Park. So we realized that wolves are more afraid of us than we are of them. Wolves don't usually attack people, but people definitely attack wolves, right? So lots of people were trapping, shooting, poisoning wolves for a long time. So in the United States, wolves became very scarce. There wasn't a lot of them left, except for all the way at the top and then in Canada. So people have realized their mistakes and have started to reintroduce the wolf population to try and grow it in America. To make sure these projects succeed, scientists and wildlife specialists have been studying wolves extensively. To gather information, they catch individual animals in humane traps, so safe traps, then fit them with collars containing radio transmitters before releasing them. These transmitters help the scientists ascertain the movements of the wolf packs. Other observers keep the animals under surveillance from aircraft flying overhead. So they're tracking these wolves to study them. From their observations, scientists know that a wolf pack usually consists of 5 to 15 animals. The pack may need anywhere from 40 to 400 square miles in order to maintain itself. The area they require depends on the number of wolves in the pack and the amount of game available. In their continual search for food, wolves demonstrate tremendous stamina. They can maintain a steady pace for hours at a time if necessary. They show amazing intelligence as they work in close cooperation with each other while hunting. Their prey includes elk, moose, caribou, and deer. By culling herds of old or sick animals, wolves perform a valuable service. They strengthen the herd by leaving more grazing areas for the remaining animals. If a herd becomes much reduced, wolves will desist from preying on it until its size has increased to a normal level. So wolves are very, very smart. They work in a pack, So in a group, they all work together. They can run for long periods of time without having to stop. And when they're hunting, they try to hunt the older or sicker animals so that the pack of animals that they're hunting from can become stronger. And if they have too many of the animals from that area, they will wait and stop attacking that animal until that herd grows bigger again. Wolves usually mate for life. They are very protective of their young, caring for them until they're fully grown at about 2 years. A strict social order is maintained within the pack. All defer to the leader, who alone decides when and where to hunt. So, in a wolf pack, there is a hierarchy, right? There is a leader of the pack. So, not all of the wolves make decisions, but they all look to one head wolf to make the decisions. Scientists have observed that wolves communicate in various ways. Whimpering indicates restlessness or hunger. Snarling is used to put members of the pack in their place if they become too assertive. A snarling wolf is like a parent chastising an unruly child. And what about the howling in the night that struck terror into the American settlers' hearts? It was probably a warning to other wolves that the wolf's scent had been detected and they were invading territory that was already occupied. It did not mean an attack on humans was imminent. As a Canadian trapper is once supposed to have said, anyone who says he's been et by a wolf is a liar. Right? So when wolves make these noises we hear in the night, they're just to communicate with each other and not to say that they are attacking. So really, we do not have to be afraid of wolves, unlike how the stories have told us. Thank you for reading with me today. We have links that are related to each article, and if you want the link for this one here, you can find it down in the description below.